just wanted to hop on here today to share some information with you all. Y'all have to forgive how I look because I was just that pissed about this situation and how people are being stressed from collection agencies unnecessarily. So please forgive how I look and just focus on the information because sometimes people focus on the wrong things. I've never wanted to create a channel about credit. Several people have told me that I should because I'm very knowledgeable about credit. See, back when I was about 24, 25 years old, I had to file bankruptcy because I had 23 credit cards working for the state of Missouri with a very small salary. And although I was married at the time, even our combined salaries, there was no way I should have had 23 credit cards. I shouldn't have been allowed to have 23 credit cards. But I read a book by Corey P. Smith. And when I did, it pissed me off. Because what happened to me back then, it was planned by our government. Get this book and you'll understand. Within, I think, the first chapter, I was like, so basically, I was set up and all of us are being set up. When I filed bankruptcy and it was discharged, and back then, this was in the 80s. And you can file bankruptcy and easily and it get discharged. Not unlike now where they've made it harder for people to file bankruptcy. But they wouldn't have a problem with people having to file bankruptcy if they didn't create this mess themselves. When I filed bankruptcy, they said it would be removed off of my credit file in 7 years. That was a lie. It took about 10 years. It got so frustrating to me after about 5 years that one Saturday evening, I went to the library. I must have spent about 4 hours at the library that Saturday. And you know what they say? The best way to hide some things from Black people is to put it in a book. And what I learned, I still use to this day. Now, after reading Corey P. Smith's book, and like I said, it pissed me off, I really got busy and found out even more about credit. The situation that I'm talking about that pissed me off, and I got a call from a collection agency stating that I was going to be served unless I called them back and reference a particular account number. They didn't know who they were dealing with. I wrote down the account number, and I don't know if you can really see that, but I put on her, let's play. Because when they come calling me now, that's exactly what I do to them. I called him. He tells me they're about to file a civil suit against me from some company unless I cooperate. I said, okay. I think I kind of threw him off because I just said, okay, I didn't get crazy. And so he starts telling me who the company is, how much I owe them, and asked me how did I want to proceed. I said, well, sir, I don't know what that is. What proof do you have? Can you provide me proof? Ma'am, you know what you created. I said, sir, I'm a senior citizen. I don't know what that is. I need you to provide me proof. Okay, so you're refusing to work with us. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and serve you next week. I said, okay. Where are you serving me at, sir? Excuse me? Where are you serving me at, sir? Oh, so you're trying to be funny. No, sir, I'm not trying to be funny. I want to know where you're serving me at because I want to make sure that you have the correct information to serve me. See, because I've had some health challenges within the last few years, and I've been homeless. So I wanted to make sure that he had the correct information. We're serving you at your home in Texas. I says, glad I asked, because I don't live in Texas anymore. I live in Las Vegas. Excuse me? I said, I live in Las Vegas. Would you like the address so you can serve me properly? I gave him the exact address to where I live. Okay, ma'am, you'll be served next week. Okay, sir. Can I ask you something? When they serve me, where am I going to court at? Texas or Las Vegas? Because if I have to go to court in Texas, who paying for the plane ticket for me to get there? Because it sure in the hell ain't going to be me. Ma'am, all of that'll be in the documentation when they serve you. Okay. And make sure that when they come to serve you, you have your proper identification to present to them so they know they're serving the right person. Okay. Thank you. Hung up the phone. Now, this is where it gets interesting because I love to play with them. I called him back. I said, I'm sorry, but I didn't write down when you say that debt was created and the amount. He gives me the date and the amount of the debt. I say 2015, but the statute of limitations is up on that. Ma'am, no, it's not. The statute of limitation is 8 years. I said, for Texas? Yes. I said, no, it's not. He said, yes, it is. Man, we do this all the time. You're not going to sit here and tell me what we know. Okay. All righty. Thank you, sir. Hang up again. I called back. I love playing with them. Sir, the number that I'm calling, I looked up that number, and it's not registered to a business. As a matter of fact, I did see a couple of things online that said it's a scam. So I also found out that the number is registered in Utah for court qualified mediators. You know, that came up too, but the number should have came up as a business number for a collection agency if you're a collection agency. Ma'am, we're a collection agency and you will be served next week. Okay. Now, can I ask you one more question? Yes. When your folks come out here to serve me, please make sure that they provide me with a surety bond number. I totally threw them off with that. Excuse me? I said, I didn't stutter. When they come out here to serve me, before I show them any ID, I need the surety bond number. Because if they don't have the surety bond number, they're wasting their time. You have to provide me a surety bond number so I can look up your company. I need to be sure that you can do a collection on me because you're located in Utah, or the number is coming up for Utah, and I live in Las Vegas. And if you don't have a surety bond for the state of Las Vegas, sir, you know you can't touch me. You can't serve me. You can't do anything. Ma'am, you're being served, and that's just it. You will be going to court. I says, okay, since you think I'm a dummy, go ahead and serve me. Go ahead and take me to court, but you better be prepared. Because the fact that I mentioned surety bond to you and told you exactly what it is, and I know what it is, that ought to let you know I know something about credit. Talk to you later. Called him back. I didn't get the name of I didn't really catch the name of your collection agency. Can you provide me with that? He gave it to me. I says, may I have the address? Why do you need the address? I says, because I want to, put this in writing. I said, because you failed to mention in your, when I called, you failed to mention that the call was being recorded. I said, but don't worry, I recorded the call. So I need to send something in writing to you. Why? I said, well, you're serving me a judgment for me to go to court. I should at least be able to send you something. He said, hold on. He came back to the phone. He says, ma'am, we're just going to close this case. You're not going to be served. Nothing is going to happen. And you could just, dismiss it. Just forget we ever called. We'll end up sending this to another agency since you don't want to cooperate. You may try to send it to another agency. And I see that's what you all are doing, because someone no more than about a year or two ago contacted me concerning this same debt. We went through the same thing. So they had you to buy the debt for them, and they made a little bit of money on something that they couldn't get and left you hanging with the bag. Not only did they leave you hanging with the bag, I guess you figured since you bought the debt from them, you'd really make you some money. See, because when the debt was with them, it was $100-some. And here it is. You say it's $415. You know you had no proof, no documentation, no nothing. You know the statute of limitations was up and everything. That's why you're telling me you're closing this out. And you might send it to somebody else to recoup the little money that you paid for it from the other collection agency. And I'm going to tell them the exact same thing that I told you. Don't call me with this foolishness. I was never supposed to be contacted about that debt again. So you can send it to wherever you want, because the statute of limitations for Texas is 4 years. And the fact that you are in Utah, apparently you don't know that. And you called me thinking that I was an unknowledgeable consumer, and you were going to, use these threatening terms about being served and this, that, and the other, and I was going to fall for it. And let me tell you something. First of all, they're not supposed to use threatening tactics like that. And they do, and people get scared. If somebody has called you with some mess like that, don't get scared. Don't even worry or bother yourself or concern yourself with that foolishness. Because especially if the statute of limitations is up, look up statute of limitations for your state. If the statute of limitations is up, just laugh at them and say bye. Because they can't do nothing. They can do absolutely nothing. Not only that, they're a collection agency. You don't owe them one penny. Don't pay them one dime. Your debt is with original creditor. And when your original creditor wrote off that debt, they wrote it off. You don't owe that debt anymore, because when they wrote it off, they got paid. Collection agencies are people just like me and you who started a business. They're going to make some money off of you. Do you realize collection agencies buy a group of debt for pennies on the dollar? Everything is transpired over the computer. They do not have the original documentation that you sign with your signature. Challenge them, because they can't produce it. It's very rare for them to produce it. And not only that, they're a collection agency. I don't owe you nothing. I ain't got no dealings with you. I don't have a contract with you. My dealings is with the original creditor. And because the original creditor wrote it off, goodbye. And once you tell them, do not call you anymore, and if you do call me, I'm going to sue you for $1,000, because that's the law. If you tell them don't call you anymore, and they insist on calling you, because you got some who got these folks who act like it's their mission. And it is their mission to harass you, because the more people they get to pay, the more bonuses they get. Guess what? You won't be making any bonuses off of me. And now that I'm educating people, I hope you won't be making no bonuses off of them either. I'll be back to share a lot more tips on how to get your credit straighten out if it has gone into default, how you can increase your credit score and your credit report. My techniques that I've used takes me about 6 months. Now, you do have some credit repair companies, and I am not a credit repair company. I'm just a person with some information. You have some credit repair companies say they can do this in 4 days and this, that, and the other. But you're paying them. You are paying them for something that you can do yourself. They have 609 letters, all kind of letters that you can buy and do exactly what you need to do yourself. Not only that, there's the library. There is YouTube. There is Google. In this information age that we got, you can find out any and everything that you want to know without even spending money. I listened to this one guy out of Atlanta a couple of years ago, and he was talking about the magic of 5,000. If you had something on your credit report for $5,000, how somehow that is the magic number to get you basically anything you wanted if you got the proper income. I tried it. I couldn't believe it. And guess what happened? Navy Federal gave me a credit card for $25,000. You all have a blessed day. These are some resources. And if you like this video and want more credit advice, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, this just might be something temporary because I'm really not sure I want to do this.